Another massive set of clanking brass balls has been displayed by the 14-year-old Pakistani schoolgirl Malala Yousafzai, who was shot and critically wounded by the Taliban after calling for education for girls, which you might not think is too outlandish in most countries, but it's not really the kind of thing that the Taliban go on for. And it does seem that the Taliban, by storming onto a bus full of schoolchildren and shooting a 14-year-old girl and two of her classmates, have still not fully mastered the delicate art of public relations. They are, John, increasingly hard to warm to as a political organisation, the Taliban. They just don't seem really into grown-up discussions, compromise, acceptance of other people's views. I mean, clearly what they should have done, they should have sat little Malala down and explained to her why it makes sound social and economic sense to ban television, to ban music, to remove all education for girls, to ban women from shopping, and also to explain to her why violence, hatred and terrorism are the best way forward for everyone in her region, and how targeted and random slayings are a perfectly reasonable way to resolve disagreements. Then allowed her to have her say, a little bit of give and take, and try to reach a satisfactory compromise, and then just had a drink and a laugh about why they disagreed so much in the first place, and why they thought it was a good idea to blow up more than 100 girls' schools. But the Taliban just aren't into that kind of compromise, John, so that did not happen.
That's right, the Taliban are at best stubborn, and at worst I think the events of the last week have proven they're probably right in the middle. They are stubborn. It's amazing. This little Pakistani schoolgirl, she's been writing a diary for the last 3 years online about living life under the Taliban. She was 11 when she first started writing the blog for BBC Urdu, which dealt with life under the Taliban rule in her hometown of Mingora in the northwestern region of Pakistan, which she affectionately calls my Swat. Now, life for an 11-year-old girl there is, to put it mildly, f***ing shit. Although she would probably state it much more elegantly than that. In one diary entry, she writes of the threats made against young girls who continue to try and attend her school, saying, "I was afraid of going to school because the Taliban issued an edict banning all girls from attending schools. Only 11 students attended the class out of 27. The number decreased because of the Taliban's edict. On my way from school to home, I heard a man saying, 'I will kill you.' I hastened my pace. To my utter relief, he was talking on his mobile and must have been threatening someone else over the phone." I guess that's what passes for a funny story for children in the Swat Valley at the moment, Andy, but it's absolutely chilling. There are 3 facts here. Fact 1, this girl is amazing, and it's well worth reading her diary entries online. Fact 2, the Taliban are a shower of pricks. And fact 3, this little girl has some of the biggest, brassiest balls in the known universe. The surgery so far to remove the bullet from her brain seems to have been something of a success, and that is hardly a surprise, because the girl is incredible. She's absolutely amazing, and I'm sure all buglers would join us in wishing her and her brass balls all the best.
Yeah, her father's also an anti-Taliban activist, so it clearly runs in the family. And as you say, she started taking pops at the Taliban aged 11. Now, it's fair to say she's displayed rather more courage than the average 11-year-old, certainly than the 11-year-old Andy Zaltzman. The bravest thing I ever did when I was 11 was attempt to stop the civil war in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Oh, no, hang on, no, it wasn't that. No, the bravest thing I ever did was read cricketer Graham Gooch's autobiography, which did contain coded messages urging a long-term peace agreement in the DRC, to be fair. The Pakistani Taliban said that Malala, quotes, is the symbol of the infidels and obscenity. And, I mean, aside from anything else, this is just factually wrong. If you want infidels and obscenity, Taliban, just pop on the internet for 5 minutes and you will find bigger fish to fry. They also added that if she survived, they would target her again. Oh, well, big men! Big men, you bravely hunt down those little girls. You bravely hunt them down. You are giving your press officer absolutely nothing to work with. It is so hard to put a positive spin on that. And your action movies, Taliban, must be an absolute blast. The Taliban version of Gladiator, for example, ending with Maximus smashing the crap out of 12-year-old Cornelia, shouting, "Take that on behalf of your gender."